One, and we're live. Hey, welcome to another edition of Russo's Playbook. We on the court today with Nick Brooks, Rutgers basketball player. Boys just made the dance officially after their win on Saturday against Minnesota. You want to just introduce yourself real quick?
What's up, everybody? My name is Nick Brooks. I'm a senior for Rutgers men's basketball. I play for Coach Peichel. It's my third year here at Rutgers, and this week we getting ready to go to Indianapolis to compete in the Big Ten tournament. I'm a human resource major. I'll be graduating in May with a bachelor in human resources and a minor in labor, and it's an honor to be here.
Yeah. Well, congrats first of all on one, making the tournament, two, graduation in May. People don't know this yet, but we grew up together. Nick's been my boy since what, fifth grade, I would say, probably.
A long
Is that when
time.
we started? That's when we started hooping together, fifth grade.
A long,
So
long time.
yeah, we've been on the court a lot together growing up. Franklin, he in middle school, he left us in high school, but it's all good. We don't hold that against him. It's still a bro. But after high school, you took a pretty unconventional path, according to normal how it usually goes. If you want to just talk about that, like how you got where you are today.
Yeah, so my story is not really like a whole lot of other people's paths that they've taken. So after I left Franklin in middle school, I went to Rutgers Prep for 3 years. So the private school in the same township. I was there for 3 years, and after my junior year, I left and went to. Oh shoot! Hey, my bad, guys.
You good? You good?
Man, I didn't mean.
It's all good.
When
But
I'll tell my mom, I'll call her back later. But yeah, so basically what had happened was I was a junior at Rutgers Prep. I left Rutgers Prep because I was young for my grade. I was originally supposed to graduate in 2015. And if I'd have stayed in that graduating class, I would have graduated high school at 17 years old. I felt as if I needed another year to mature and grow up a little bit. So what I did, my parents took me out of Rutgers Prep. They sent me to boarding school in England. I repeated my junior year. I reclassified, which had always kind of been like in the conversation for me just because
yeah,
I was so young.
definitely.
But I decided to leave, go to a school that nobody has probably ever heard of before. It's called Vermont Academy. It's a small boarding school of about maybe like less than 200 people in a small town in Saxons River, Vermont. It was about 5 hours from my front door in Franklin Park. I
Yeah.
went there. I repeated my junior year. And then I would graduate a year later in 2016. Going into my senior year of high school, I had 13 scholarship offers, all mid-major, all low Division I schools. And I had tore the labrum in my left shoulder, and I had to have surgery on it to prepare it because I had been putting it off for about a year and a half. So like every time I play basketball, something would happen and like my whole shoulder would come out.
Yeah.
It would happen like literally, if not every game, every other game. So yeah, so my mom basically she was tired of seeing me throw my arm out. She was like, "You're getting surgery. I don't care. You're not going to play again until you get surgery." So once word had gotten out that I had arthroscopic surgery to repair my shoulder, all the schools that recruited me backed off. They thought I was damaged goods.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody really wanted to come see me play. Once I got healthy, nobody would really return my phone calls. I would ask all these different coaches, "Hey, you guys still looking for a point guard?" I would either not get a response or they had either moved on to somebody else. So I dealt with a lot of disappointment early on in my career, because I'm a high school kid and I had schools recruiting me. So it was kind of just like the switch was just flipped.
Yeah.
It was the first time in my life I had ever been humbled.
Mm-hmm.
You
I hear you.
grow
Yeah,
up.
I was actually just about to say that. I was like, that was probably a humbling experience, but at the same time, probably felt really unfair too.
It
You know
did.
what I
It
mean?
did because you look around at your peers and you're like, yo, like my boys are getting recruited, like my man's is going here. My teammates were getting recruited. They get letters and they have coaches come see them all the time. And then you just see me like, off to the side talking to nobody. It was humbling, man. And it kind of sent me down a dark path because I had never dealt with anything like that before. On top of that, I was 5 hours from the crib. So I
Yeah.
couldn't go run home to my mom and dad about it, or really talk to anybody about it. Um, so like looking back on it, it was tough, man, because like I had put my whole life into this whole basketball thing, and every kid wants to make it to the NBA. At that point, like I felt like I had to look myself in the mirror and question, like, is this really the end of the road for me? Because I had thought I was gonna go play in college and then I was gonna go play in the NBA, and like every other kid on the face of this earth, um, thinks when they're growing up. So yeah, it really sent me down a dark path, man. And I had to deal with a lot of stuff my senior year of high school. It was very tough. Like I deal with a lot of anxiety issues, and I think that's kind of where it started.
Mhm.
Um, that was probably the first time in my life that I had ever really felt depressed because I put so much time and effort
I
into
hear you. I mean, you going from 13 D1 mid major, lower major
nothing
offers to nothing.
to
That's
zero.
like you said, quick flip. Like
Can't even get a phone call. So
yeah, yeah.
that hurt, bro, because I put in a lot of time to this. You figure, if I put in a lot of time, you know, eventually you reap the benefits. So I was like, well, where are my benefits at?
Right, right.
I'm up 5:30, 6 o'clock every morning, working out, trying to make this basketball thing work, and I'm not getting nothing in return.
Mhm.
Honestly, I think looking back on it, I think I really owe a special thank you to the girl who I was dating at the time because I think she was the only one who was like really there for me.
Kind of in your corner or whatever.
Yeah, I really didn't have anybody else to talk to or to run to or look to for comfort or advice. So but yeah, man, I at the 11th hour, my senior year obviously didn't go the way it I wanted it to. I was hurt a lot during the year. Throughout the year, I missed games. So at the 11th hour, I had nothing. And this is my last year of high school. I'm thinking I'm going to be signing my letter of intent, but I ain't got
Mhm.
nowhere to go. So at the 11th hour, I got this offer from this small Division II school in West Virginia. Um, it's called West Virginia Wesleyan College. I had never heard of it before. I'd tell my friends about it. They had never heard of it.
Yeah. I
So
remember I remember when you like posted it or told me, however I found out, I was like,
yeah,
mean, but I didn't know that you lost all your offers. I was confused for a while. I actually just learned that. I didn't know why you ended up taking that path. I didn't know if you had just turned down some of the smaller schools trying to get to where your original goal is, but I didn't know that that's what happened. So yeah, I learned something too just now.
man, I wasn't
Um,
in a place to turn down anything at
yeah,
that
right,
point.
right.
But yeah, that's really how it happened. So when I got the offer from West Virginia Wesleyan at the 11th hour of my senior year, I took a visit out there. Me and my mom, we took a visit. It was cool. They treated us nice. It was a really small school. Like I really showed up there not really expecting much.
Mhm.
Um, but they had a good selling point. They made it seem like a family atmosphere, and me and my mom felt comfortable. I asked a few people around me, like, if they thought I should do it. They said, the free tuition is free tuition, and you're going
Nope.
obviously you're gonna get a chance to play. So I went ahead and did it. I signed the letter of intent. I walked across the stage for my senior year at Vermont Academy, got my high school diploma. I went home from Vermont to New Jersey. I got a report to West Virginia in August. I'm working out in like late May, early June, and I tear my meniscus in my knee. I was just working out. Nobody was. I was working out by myself and my uncle, and I planted, and my whole knee just went.
Nope.
And I just kind of like just sat there, like when you really do something bad, and you're like,
Yeah.
this is bad. It wasn't just
It
like
doesn't even sink in immediately.
Yeah,
You know
bro.
what I mean? Like you
Like
know, but you don't know. You
I
know?
knew I knew something was like really,
Yeah,
really wrong, bro.
yeah.
So I think I went and got an MRI, tore my meniscus. So I'm like, damn. So now my whole summer's gone because I ain't gonna be able to walk.
Did
So
you
I
did you get a, deja vu moment? Did you think it was gonna all happen again?
no,
You
I
knew.
never like I've had like knee issues in the past, but like I never would have thought it came to a head where I tear my meniscus.
No, I meant like how when you got hurt the first time, your shoulder, and they took the offers away. Did you think for any second that West Virginia Wesleyan was gonna take it away off
No,
of
because
that?
I had already signed.
Oh
So
yeah, true. Okay,
they
yeah,
were stuck
good.
with me.
You
They
were
couldn't
locked in. Yeah, they were stuck.
they couldn't get rid of me.
Yeah.
I already signed on the dotted line. So
Yep. Yep.
they got what they were gonna get.
They ain't had
But
no choice.
yeah, man. So like my whole summer, like I couldn't walk. Like I was in crutches. Like that's depressing too.
Yeah.
You take walking for granted just because you something you do every day. You don't even think about. I couldn't walk for a whole month. I'm like, damn, I'm in crutches. I gotta wear this damn cast.
Yep.
And then after I get out of the crutches and I can actually start walking, now I got rehab every day.
Hmm.
Try to get my knee back to strength so like I can actually play.
Yep. Back to the drawing board.
Back to the drawing board. And I'll be honest, the meniscus was worse than the shoulder.
I
Like
believe it.
that recovering from that was way worse than the shoulder. So when I showed up to school in August, I couldn't participate because I wasn't cleared yet. I didn't get cleared until like October.
Hmm.
Looking back on, I probably should have just redshirted.
Yeah.
I played, but I was, Ever McBeaver. I'm trying to get. I
Much
want to
worse.
play. I want to
Yeah.
play. So like, let me hurry up and like push the clock, try to get back. I shouldn't have did that whatsoever. I came back way too early. They normally tell you when you tear your meniscus, you have surgery. It's like a 3-month recovery process. I wasn't the same till probably about a year later.
Hmm.
So I tried to come back, like my knee just wasn't ready yet. I missed games throughout my freshman season, and then my coach got fired like midway through the year. You really don't see that happen too often. They wait till the end of the year to
Yeah.
fire. My
Right.
coach got fired in the middle of the year. So the assistant that recruited me to come there to begin with, he ended up taking over. I ended up playing a little bit towards the end of the year. We had a senior point guard in front of me who was a dog. So like, I'm a freshman.
Yeah.
I'm
Coming
healthy.
off coming off the knee too.
Coming off a
Yeah.
knee injury. I wasn't myself. I was fat.
Yeah.
I wasn't athletic. So like I did what I could.
Right.
But yeah, so the year ended and like I was, we were trying to figure out who the coach was gonna be if I was gonna go back. So the assistant that recruited me, he ended up getting the job because all the players, he had a great relationship with all the players. So everybody lobbied for him to get the job.
Yeah.
The athletic department. I show up for my second year and I don't know like what it was. I guess I was just so sick and tired of being in a desolate area like West Virginia or Vermont.
Yeah.
Well, I'm from New Jersey, man. Like I live an hour from Philly and an hour from New York.
Yeah.
Like the nearest mall in West Virginia was like an hour away from my school.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Like,
We got like
I'm like, what am I supposed? There's no movie theaters over here. There's no nothing.
coming
So
from here too, where we got like 3, 4 of each within.
yeah, bro. So like
You know what I mean?
at the end of the day, I was like, man, like I gotta take basketball out of the equation. I gotta look at like the logistics of this. Like, am I really happy here?
Mhm.
So like I started to like kind of look at myself in the mirror, and I remember I had a conversation with my mom. Um, this was in October of my sophomore year, so I don't even think the season has started yet.
Yeah.
And I just talked to my mom. I'll be like, Mom, like I just really don't see like myself being happy here. Ain't got nothing to do with like my teammates or my coaches or any of that. Like I'm just look where I'm at.
Hmm.
Like it's not like I'm in LA or Miami or Dallas or something like that. Like, nah, I'm in West Virginia. And don't get me wrong, like the state is cool, but like I don't like for what I want out of life, it's just not for me. So
But
me
you
and my
got to remember, you spent what 2 years in Vermont right before that too.
That's probably why I was fed up.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I
Yeah, you
was
come
like,
from
yeah, like
Vermont to West
it's,
Virginia.
it's the same thing, bro. It's literally like the two states they couldn't be more similar. One's just further south.
Yeah. Yep.
So yeah, bro. So I talked to my mom. I was like, Mom, I think you and I need to like sit down and look at some other options for me. She was like, do you not want to come back? I was like, I mean, like, if I could be somewhere better than this in terms of like location, I'd definitely look into it. So my mom and I sat down and we did the application for me to go to Rutgers. I got accepted. So the decision was made. I made the decision to come here like I want to say maybe 3 or 4 months into my sophomore year. I didn't tell nobody,
Mm-hmm.
but like I knew that like I wasn't coming back. So I
Yeah.
finished out the season and um I remember I went home for spring break and I spent like my entire spring break at Rutgers on campus. It's just literally the college experience, like at my old school compared to the school I'm at now, is just it's night and day, bro.
Yeah.
I was like, wow. I was walking around campus. I just be looking up around, I'd be like, wow. So this is what college is really like.
Yeah.
I never spent time at Rutgers as a kid, bro. It was too close. You would have
Yeah.
brought up Rutgers to me when I was in the 8th grade. I'd been like, yeah,
Yeah.
it's 20 minutes from my house. I do 3 cartwheels. I'm there.
How you think I feel?
Yeah, man. So I was like, Rutgers, and then like, bro, and I went like far away to like other schools, and I looked at other schools. I was like, damn, Rutgers is lit.
Yeah.
This is a dope school, and it's been right here the whole time. I've been neglecting it.
Yep. Yo, same. When I went to a small school too, man. I got out there, I'm looking around, I'm like, this ain't the college.
This ain't college. Like this isn't college.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. So I finished out. I had like 2 more months left in West Virginia. I finished it out. I came home. I met with Coach Peichel because because I wasn't on the team yet. Like I had been in contact with our assistant coach, Brandon Knight. I've been talking to him about walking on there the next year. But nothing was set in stone. They didn't promise me anything.
Right, right. You're taking a chance on yourself.
I was taking a chance on myself, bro, because there was nothing. They didn't promise me anything. They didn't guarantee me anything. Obviously they had called around and like did their research on me and whatnot, but like I could have showed up here and I just could have been like a regular student. Mm-hmm. So a lot of people don't know this. So I showed up for practice every single day during the summer from June to September, October-ish, right when around school started, with no guarantee that I was going to be a part of Rutgers basketball. I showed up every day, early, stayed late, whatever, just to show like everybody involved that like I wanted to be a part of the program. I wanted to be a part of something bigger than myself. I developed a nice relationship with the guys who are already on the team. Cause that was my biggest fear. Like I just want my new teammates to like me. Like that's the biggest thing. Because this wasn't the first time I was doing the whole college basketball thing. So I was like, man, like I hope my new teammates like me. I just want to fit in.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, man. So when I got by the time school was ready to start, I remember I met with Coach Peichel and they told me that they're gonna give me a spot on the team. And it's been the best decision I've ever made, the best 3 years of my life, looking back on my time here at Rutgers. I wish I could have spent 4 years here. That's how I feel about it. And it's literally gone by like that. I remember my first day here like it was yesterday.
That's how it goes.
Yeah, it goes by so fast, man.
Yeah,
I remember
definitely.
my first year here, we weren't really that good yet, but like I could feel like we got like a good thing going here. Like you could feel that something was like building. We were heading in the right direction.
Right, and last year was the year. Well, I mean, obviously this year can be the late year. I'm not counting you guys out whatsoever. But my point is, last year, you were coming into the tourney. This should be the second straight year. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And COVID messed you guys up. But you're still making it this year. First time in Rutgers men's basketball since 1991 that you guys are in the dance. That's history, bro. It's history.
Yeah, it really is. And the
It was,
fans deserve it, man. We got a whole lot of like we got the best fan base because they've been waiting so long for something to root for.
mhm.
And like when I got here, I remember we had like sold out, I want to say like 5 or 6 home games at the rack my first year here. And like just looking around, like, wow, all these people came just to see us. Like they really support us. They really want to see us do well. And then and we weren't even that good yet.
Right.
Like you could ask anybody, like we weren't that good yet. My second year here last year, that's when like everything started like to just go, it started to change. We
Yeah.
literally, I think we sold out every home game and we started beating, we I think they picked us 12th in preseason before the season started last year. So like everybody came in with a chip on their shoulder from like the first guy and our coaches all the way down to like the last guy.
Mhm.
Everybody had a chip on their shoulder. So I think we all just had something to prove. So we came out there like some dogs, man. Like we were the hunters. We were going after the teams we were gonna play against. And we came out with the best home record in America. We lost one game at home all year. Um,
That was a close one too, wasn't it? It was real close.
yeah. It
Yeah.
was
I had a chance to win. I'm pretty sure if I remember correctly.
it was a magical year, man. It really did change. Like being a part of it, like it's something that I'm gonna remember for the rest of my life. But I'm so happy that I got to be a part of the group that changed the way people view Rutgers basketball. Like
Right.
before it was like, oh well, I got an offer from Rutgers or Rutgers is playing tonight. Now, like take COVID out of the equation, man. Like now, like the whole state will be on tilt for our home
Yeah.
games. Or
Yeah.
like if you see us
Definitely.
on TV, like if you drive through New Brunswick, like you got people outside watching the games on George
Mhm.
Street, whatever.
Yep.
The lines to get into the rack are ridiculous. You know, people want to show up like 2 or 3 hours before the game starts. It's crazy, man. And
Yeah, that's a better way to put it than what I was saying earlier. That's kind of what I meant by like last year was the year. That was like the year that
it changed
they
the
put you
turning
guys on the
point.
map. You guys got on the map. You know what I mean? People were coming to me talking about, yo, Rutgers basketball is elite. I'm like, man, I knew that already. Like, I know who's there. Like, they got some ballers, but y'all didn't know that until they started. Last year, y'all started winning games.
Yeah,
But
man.
yeah, man. I mean, congrats on making the tourney. That's insane. First time since 1991. Should be two in a row, obviously. Um, but what's like the team's mindset going in? Because I know now you guys are going to Indianapolis. You're already in the tournament. You're pretty much just going there for placing. Obviously, still want to win it. You never want to lose a game. But just looking past that for a quick second, what's the mindset going into the tourney? Obviously, you got to win every game, make every game count. But the fact that you guys got that ripped away from you guys last year, I feel like that adds a little bit more to it this year.
Yeah, it really does, man. Especially like the guys who are returners, the guys who were here last year, who were there when they canceled our game against Michigan, like right before it had started. Everybody felt that. So they made this year like that much more special because we knew that we had it in our hand and it just got taken from us by, an out of this world, you know, occasion that
Yeah.
hasn't happened in the last 100 years. So,
Yep.
I mean, it definitely means a lot to us. But I think why we've been so successful is because we try to go 1-0 every day. You know, we don't think. I'm not really thinking about like what's going to happen on Thursday when we play Indiana. Like I'm thinking about practice tomorrow. How we gonna get ready.
Yeah,
We
I like that.
take it one game at a time, man, and then obviously, we want to win the Big Ten tournament. We think we have the team to do it. We think we have the pieces to do it. So that's the main goal. And then, we're going to go out there. We're going to take care of business. And then, when March Madness starts, whoever we got to play, I think that we'll be ready for it.
Definitely. Yeah, it's a great mindset. I like that. Going 1-0 every day, not just every game. Got to go 1-0 in practice as well. I like that a lot. Well, I mean, hey, man, I'm pulling for you guys. I only got a helmet because you haven't sent me over any gear yet. So man, rocking with this right now, but as soon as the gear comes in the mail, I can start repping for y'all.
I'll take care of you, bro.
I
Don't
need
worry.
that Adidas gear. I got all the Nike gear from back in the day or whatever it was. But no, I'm just
That's out
playing.
of style now.
Yeah, you're all good. I mean, if you want to say anything else, shout out, your Twitter or whatever the case is, whatever you want to shout
Yeah,
out.
yeah. You guys can follow me. My at name is the same on all three platforms. It's at Nick Brooks with two K's and two S's. Um, that's on Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat. It's all the same. So, but nah, bro, I really appreciate you having me on here. It's good to see you doing well. Always good to chop it up with my mans.
Yeah, for sure. I appreciate you coming on as well. Everybody give him a follow. And tell your family I said what's up, man. It's been a minute since I've seen them too.
Yeah, man, they doing good, man. Tell your mother I said hello too, man. You and your
For
sister.
for sure. Yeah, they doing good. So I'm glad to hear that you guys are doing good on your end too, man. Best of luck to you and your squad going into Indianapolis and of course the tourney as well.
I appreciate that, bro. Be
Peace,
safe.
brother.
All love.
You too.